In this video, I'm going to rank these four Sopranos characters from most to least loyal. Let's get to it. Silvio Dante is the most loyal out of these four guys. The only time that Sil ever really disobeyed Tony was with the floor tiles situation. And in that case, as you know, timeline got fucked up.
Fine. The whole thing, misunderstanding.
We go back a long way, Sil.
Indeed we do.
Irregardless, I said my piece. What are you getting at, Paulie? Look, he's gonna be the new boss now. In name and everything. Wish him buona fortuna.
Here's another example of Sil's loyalty. We're at the very beginning of The Blue Comet, Season 6, Episode 20. And Sil goes over to Bert Gervaisi's house. Sil could have gone along with Bert in New York and been in on the whole plan to take out Tony. But Sil says no, and he kills Bert instead.
I talked to some of the guys about your misgivings.
Yeah?
Bert let me know the other night he's been playing both sides of the fence.
With New York. Bert?
Measures were taken.
Bobby Baccalieri is generally a very loyal person. We know that he was loyal to his wife, was one of the only guys, besides Johnny Sack, who didn't have a Gumar. But the reason why I bring Bobby down to number 2 automatically is because earlier in the series, he would have gone along with taking Tony out.
I inherited Junior. I don't think you got reason to talk to me this way. I always liked you.
Bullshit. But we'll assume you do now.
Fucking guy's fearless for his size.
That's nice. Then what? He fucking dies. I can't even wear his shoes.
Fuck you talking about?
Fucking loser. He couldn't sell it.
Richie?
Pay attention, you just may learn something here.
Back in Season 2, when we first met him, and all the way through that season, he was going to go along with whatever Junior wanted. Junior was making a decision at the end of Season 2 over who to go with, Richie or Tony. And going with Richie would have meant taking Tony out. And Bobby was okay with that. Bobby went along with what Junior wanted. He didn't try to debate him one way or the other. On one hand, him punching the boss in the face is not necessarily an act of loyalty, but when Tony made him make his bones, I'd say Bobby redeemed himself. Tony knew that Bobby'd never killed anyone before, and he made Bobby go pop his cherry. Talk about cleaning dirty laundry, huh? Next, Christopher Moltisanti. Christopher Moltisanti. He can get complicated. I always found this comment by Christopher weird, or question.
If he collapsing at the birthday, what would you do if he was like disabled?
Why would you even ask that?
I automatically am like, yeah, why are you asking that? Are you asking Puss if he would be okay with taking Tony out if he were disabled? Are you asking because you're planning to try to make him disabled? Or if he's disabled, trying to kind of make a move then? And in many ways, one could argue that Christopher's using drugs, or to the extent that he did, was a sign of disloyalty, because he knew how much that put not just himself, but Tony and their family business at risk.
You been drinking?
Me and Aid had some wine at the house.
Been wanting to talk to you.
Yeah.
At the very end, the episode before we lose Christopher, he hints to JT Dolan that one phone call and the whole fucking castle can come down. So, to me, that one phone call would be to the government, which would not be acting loyal to Tony.
You have any idea if I wanted what I could do to these pricks? One phone call and it's over. The whole fucking castle comes down like Humpty Dumpty.
But on the other hand, Christopher was loyal to Tony in some ways. Like here. Christopher Moltisanti's fiancée, Adriana, was in communication with the FBI for over a year, but when she came clean to Christopher, he gave her up to Tony, and that was the end of Adriana's story. We don't know for sure how much Christopher actually considered going into witness protection. He could have been 50-50, he might have been actually leaning towards it, he might have known right off the bat, not a shot in hell, but kind of wanted to seem like he was unsure, so Adriana wouldn't get too freaked out right away. But the point is, he chose Tony, as we see.
This is long-term parking only.
But, of course, that comes with a caveat. That's because things were never really the same between Christopher and Tony after that. Christopher always kind of expected something more after that. Like, oh, I gave up Adriana, so you gotta let me do this.
I'm gonna take another run at the movie business. I know you haven't liked that in the past. Frankly, all due respect, I think you owe me this. Because I came to you about Adriana.
So to me, that's not really loyalty. That's more of just kind of a quid pro quo. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. We do each other favors, not someone following the orders of their boss. And speaking of people trying to undermine the boss, up next, Paulie Walnuts. This certainly isn't the first time that I'm talking about Paulie going behind Tony's back, and I'm sure it won't be the last time. But just to kind of reiterate and do a little nutshell of why Paulie's down here. In season 4, Paulie got pissed because he thought that Tony wasn't visiting him enough in the can or sending him enough stuff or going to visit his ma enough.
I can't tell you how touched I was when my nephew told me you wanted me to call. Anthony only talks to me through middlemen.
And then Paulie hears a little birdie tell him about a Ginny Sack joke. Paulie tells Johnny Sack about it, and we see all the shit that ensued. Then, later on in season 4, Paulie and Johnny Sack are talking again. Paulie lets it slip about the HUD arrangement, and then, later on, we see him talking to Johnny Sack, and Johnny Sack mentions something about Tony possibly having to go, and Paulie never mentions anything to Tony about it.
Forbid, if this gets really bad, there could be a change.
Tony?
Suffice to say, no matter what happens now or in the future, Carmine won't forget you.
So, that's all for now. What do you think? Would you have this same order? Or would you have a different one? If so, why? Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this latest video.